I made my joke and then that was it. All right, so we're back purging this exhaust today. We're gonna show you a little bit about how I do it. I don't know if it's the right way or not, but I don't really care because it works. So we got a 4-inch pipe, obviously. This is the tailpipe for the caddy. And I'm running you through a couple of the tools that I use and techniques that I do, and then you'll see the end product. You'll be like, dang, that was totally not worth it. For this, you need either 2 bottles of argon, or like I do, or a dual flow regulator. Like I also have, but it doesn't work because, tell me why I have this problem and you'll get a free high five in the comments. So I bought this specimen from Flame Tech. It was like 120 bucks. Clearly hasn't been used in a while. It doesn't flow anything when the bottle's full. And here, they've been filling these bottles to like 2,800 PSI, which is awesome because it just needs more gas. But you gotta wait till the tank bleeds off to like 2,000 to be able to use this one. Anyways, huge pain in the butt. Not a fan. I've also sent this in for repair and they said it's fine, so it's not fine. So we're gonna use 2 bottles. I got my big mother bottle on the welder machine. I'll show you the flow rates and setup for that when we get there. Then we got the little travel bottle, the baby bottle. This is gonna be my purge gas. So it's run off a separate regulator, obviously. So I got this purge line. This is just a 1/4-inch PVC tube that you probably can't see on camera. The fitting came with the regulator. And anyways, it's 1/4-inch line. So you plug this into the regulator. You run the end of it to your part. Now, these things are not a must, but they're awesome. They're expensive. And they're better than using tape, or you can do with tape, or tin foil is what I used to see when these things weren't made yet. These are a silicone plug. They're made by TIG Aesthetics. The way they work is you just stick them in the end. Of course, okay, well, that's too big. It's gotta be the right size. Anyways, okay, you stick them in the end. One in this end, like this. This is the vent side, so that'll come into play later. And then this is the feed side. Now, I don't know exactly why this is, okay, it fits. It fits, it's fine. If it fits, it ships. This side's gonna need some creativity because I will melt the purge plug if I leave it in here. This is completely unnecessary for an exhaust of this caliber, but because it's my own, it's necessary. Boom. In the end, turn the gas on. Let her buck. Couple different ways that you can go about purging the gas out. The reason you have to purge the gas out on stainless steel is you'll go and weld it out. It'll look okay on the outside, but I wish I had my boost tubes off because I didn't purge those. Stainless steel, the chromium, I think it is, separates from the steel, from the blend of steel, and it it's called sugars. It's called sugaring because it looks like sugar. Crystallization. So it crystallizes where there's no back gas on the back side of the weld. What that does is makes the weld more brittle. I know it's stainless. Stainless likes to crack already, so you want to give it all its, the benefit of the doubt here with back purging it. And then it not only looks like crap, doesn't weld as nice, and then the backside being sugared. If you're running this on a hot side on a turbo setup, this is why you should always back purge a turbo setup, because those sugar things, those little chunks, they can break off with the heat cycling and everything, and then they'll go through your turbo. So you calculate the volume of this whole tube, and then you multiply it by the flow rate, and then you know about how many minutes that you have to let this thing purge at set purge, flow rate. So the amount of gas that's in this pipe, if you all remember from class, can be approximated. I'm gonna say approximated because it's got bends and stuff, but can be approximated by the center line length multiplied, so the length of the center line of the pipe all the way from the beginning to the end, multiplied by the area of the cross section, which is the circle. Okay, so I'm gonna sketch on the table here. So that means we got the length. Okay, this is gonna be backwards. You're supposed to film it from this side. Length of center line multiplied by the area, x pi times the diameter, but the diameter is actually, no, it's pi r squared is how you get the area. This is tough. Okay, I'm just gonna write this out. R squared, with the r being the diameter over 2. So then it's pi times diameter over 2 in brackets squared. So now when you take that out of the brackets, it equals pi over 4 diameter squared. Okay, so this is our math. Now I'm just gonna go get a rough measurement and then approximate slightly longer. Doesn't really matter. So we'll just hold her on the middle here. So like 5.5. $73 inches, okay? 73 inches. All right. So then we go 73 times pi over 4 times the diameter of the tube, which is 4 inches. 4 squared. I don't know why I put the brackets around the 4, but did. Irregardless, this is in our handy dandy pocket calculator that the teacher told us we'd never have. 73 times, well, I gotta go to the scientific part. Pi over 4 times 4 squared, which is 16. So we got 917 cubic inches of air. 917 cubic inches, because our units are all inches. Cube square inches times this makes cubic inches. Okay. And then on my handy dandy calculator here, we go cubic inches to, what is it? Cubic feet per hour, CFH. That's what the flow rate is on the thing. So we're going cubic inches to cubic feet. And then we'll go 920 just as a whatever. 17, okay. Okay, so we got a little over half a cubic foot. Okay. So half of a cubic foot equals to 0.53 cubic feet. And now if we purge at 15 cubic feet per hour, so we go 0.53 cubic feet, and then we got to divide it by the flow rate, which is, I don't know, we're gonna say 15 cubic feet per hour. And then we got cubic feet. So then this and this cancels out, and we get, go back to our trusty, jeepers, this is tough to watch. 0.53, oh no, 0.53 over 15. So we get 0.35 of an hour. 0.035 of an hour. Then you just multiply that by 60 and you get your minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. So you can flow less, go longer, flow more, go less time. Y'all know I'm lazy, so we're going less time. After that, it was tough to watch. It's probably like 15 minutes of me doing math. Just cut it up and make it 30 seconds. Snip, snip. All right, I'm gonna preface this by saying, I do not do this every time I purge. This is literally for you and you only. But it's good to know that I'm about right when I guess. Usually I purge for about 5 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. And it turns out okay. The key to a good purge is obviously good gaps. These are all fairly tight, and a little hack for when they're not tight. And then you got some filling to do. We got this high temp masking tape. This is I think 1/2 inch wide masking tape. This is a good trick, okay? you take the tape off, and then you can cover your joints that are just gonna bleed argon. But generally when they're tight, they don't bleed argon. The argon has a bigger hole at the end and it just goes out there instead. Argon is heavier than air, so the way that it's propped up right now is not conducive to back purging. So what's gonna happen is it's gonna fill, like, it'll fill up to here. It's like filling with water. And then it'll just kind of overflow here. And then this section here will have no purge gas. We're not welding there, so it's not really a big deal. But when you start moving it around and stuff, then the air is gonna travel and it could be in your spot where you wanna weld. You wanna get all the air out, then while we're welding, we're gonna keep having the bottle on so it's always flowing. But instead of 15, I'm gonna turn it down to 5 cubic feet per hour so that it doesn't blow off at you, stuff like that. You wanna get this all out. So the thing is, with argon being heavier than air, you wanna purge it. And this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab a clamp and I'm gonna hold the vent up as the highest point. So the air has no choice but to escape out the highest point, and then that means this will be all filled with argon. Okay, so this is the next important thing to welding stainless, making it nice. The only reason we're back purging is because we want to make it nice. You don't back purge on something and then roast the crap out of it and make it look like, you know, a burnt turd or something. First things first, tungsten. This is a transformer machine. I run reds, thoriated, 2% thoriated. I don't care what you run. You can run whatever machine you want, whatever tungsten. I ran a bunch of them. I don't really care, especially on DC, which we're gonna be on. The important part is running this is a kind of a crappy grind. You can kind of see it. Put it behind does it focus better?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Use some hand lotion.
Wow, this is all the brake cleaner stripping my hands here. I'm pinstriping my hands. So, you want a tighter taper than this, or a longer taper than this. This is just my general purpose here. And the key is always having a super fine point on the end, but a clean tungsten. It will weld like crap if you don't have a clean tungsten. If you keep dipping, you're gonna have a bad time. It's easy. If you don't know how to grind tungsten, you should not be back purging your stainless exhaust. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Another point, just exit out the video and go beginner TIG welding by somebody else, because I'm not teaching you that. I can't even teach Brett that.
That'll be my video.
Yeah, that'll be Brett's video. We'll tag that below, you know? Beginner TIG welding. Anyways.
How to sharpen tungsten step.
Blow through all Connor's consumables.
Unbelievable.
Do you feel like attacked or what? Anyways, we're running a gas lens on this. Some of y'all are familiar with your junky TIG rigs. Also, click off this video, learn how to TIG weld. You don't use this. Who welds with this? Who welds with this? This is garbage. Why do I have it in here? For emergencies only. Gas lens. It's from CK. It's on my 20 series torch, whatever this is, that I burned up. Cue the video. Anyways, the lens has the screen in the end. It just helps with diffusion of gas coming out. It's more consistent and smooth. And on this, stainless steel to keep it looking nice. Gold, maybe some blues. You want adequate shielding. That is done with the BBW from Furic. You can holla at your boy for calling it the BBW. I don't really care. It means big, beautiful weld, okay? Big, beautiful weld. Anyways, this is a number 16. It's got a 1-inch cup diameter. It's got another diffusion screen. This just helps with gas coverage over the weld area. But the deal with this, you're gonna rip through argon welding stainless steel, because this cup needs a lot of shielding gas to work properly. Well, obviously, because there's just more diameter, more volume. Normally you weld this is number 7. This is my all-purpose dealio when I'm okay roasting the crap out of stuff. This I'll run at like 15 CFH. This cup demands like 25, 30, maybe 35. So you just take the knob here and just turn her up so it's like 30. I have plenty of tank left, 2,000, we're good. Oh, machine settings. DC, electrode negative, if you have that selection. This is a 20-year-old machine, so that's why we got these. Post flow. You want the post flow. You turn it up. Okay, little gripe here with this Miller machine. Who is gonna use 50 seconds of post flow? I'm gonna turn it to about 8, whatever it looks like. I do not pulse my welds. And then for amps, we got 65 thousandths material. So I'm probably gonna set her to like 65 amps, just as a good start. Okay, last thing before we start, count your dabs. Number one tip, I didn't do this when I started. Now I started doing this, it ends up looking a lot better. All the starts and stops are the same length. Just looks like you care. And like I said, if you're not gonna care, to the next video. Anyways, we're done. Pull the plug. Looks Gucci. Got this thing welded up, bracket. So this section is finished. I'm gonna leave it raw like this. Let it rust in the air, and then we'll play with it next year. Now we just gotta weld way more joints on the other one, so I'm gonna be here till like 1 in the morning welding. Irregardless, thanks for watching. Hope you learned something. I don't think I'm saying anything else. If you did find this helpful, I would appreciate it if you clicked the like button or wrote a comment of everything that I did wrong, because it's on the internet. Apparently I do wrong things. Irregardless, thanks for watching. We're gonna get to the next section. Have a great day.